do you say? Tell these people who keep saying that this fight is scripted for Jake Paul to win.
Well, just come to the fight and you'll see. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm going to finish him.
Just like many people have been expecting, it seems Jake Paul has finally realized that he's about to fight the legendary heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. Y'all guess what? Rumors are circulating that Jake Paul is about to bolt out of the fight. Ow! As much as that is shocking news, we can all agree that folks thought about that at one point. It's Mike Tyson we are talking about here, the legendary and fierce boxer who dominated the boxing scene for a long time, and Jake Paul just thought he could waltz his way into the boxing ring with him to put his name up there. Well, time is beginning to tell who the boss is.
And that's the only thing I'm afraid of for Jake, is that you don't know what you're going to get out of it.
Okay, y'all, get ready because Tyson's response to Jake's alleged revelation will leave you jaw-dropping. Let's get into the juicy details. Ever since the news of popular YouTuber turned fighter Jake Paul throwing hands in the ring with world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson came to light, there have been several opinions. Interestingly, those opinions mostly favored Tyson. Most people were caught up in the fact that Tyson would definitely knock Jake out, even before he could throw his hands. Well, as things stand right now, that doesn't seem to be a lie, you know.
Jake Paul them just show that, we for our boxing, we ain't getting paid all we should get paid.
Anyway, much hard work, dedication, and preparation have been put in place in anticipation of the match. From Jake and Tyson putting in their all to organizers doing a perfect job promoting the fight to make an enormous audience come through for the event. It has been rigorous months of work, but guess who is allegedly getting jittery and scared now? Folks close to the two fighters say Jake is getting cold feet and wants to opt out of the match. However, he chose the wrong opponent to try something that messy with.
I would not get into the ring with him unless he had no pulse, rigor mortis had set in. I would not mess with Mike Tyson. I don't care that he's 57. Do not mess with Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson isn't one of the fighters who go back on their word. His spirit of competition won't allow him to go through with Jake's style. Brace yourselves because Tyson's response is as bad as sending Jake Paul to the streets. Mike Tyson allegedly plans to sue Jake Paul with a jaw-dropping lawsuit of about $400 million. Oh yeah, that's insane. Is Jake Paul even worth $400 million? And even if he is worth that much money, he definitely would have a large hole in his pocket if he agreed to pay for that. Jake has had to earn some real bucks from his YouTube channel, and recently, his few boxing matches. So yeah, $400 million is a lot of money for Jake. But don't get things mixed up here. Tyson isn't outrightly demanding the whooping sum of money from Jake. He just said Jake will have to deal with that if he goes through with his decision of opting out of the match. So this is where it gets dicey. Is Jake pulling out because of the pressure he's been encountering because the fight is getting closer? Or is Jake just finally realizing what folks have been talking about? No one knows for sure. Imagine Jake suddenly going from ranting about how he would knock out Tyson, who used to be his idol while growing up, to him getting cold feet when it's almost time to put his words in motion. It's suspicious. Jake couldn't have possibly just woken up one day and thought the right thing for him to do was to pull out of the fight. Maybe Jake has critically analyzed how risky it is for him to go against Tyson in the ring, especially with how he lost woefully after their recent sparring session. That may have been Jake's wake-up call to say he's not interested in the fight anymore. However, his opponent doesn't seem to care. Mike Tyson isn't new to the game. He may have retired from professional boxing a while ago, but he knows the nitty-gritty side of the game.
Mike Tyson was the baddest man on this planet.
Absolutely. The most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
And he's still got that inside him. Whatever you want to call it, psycho rage or whatever it is.
Jake pulling out or the fight eventually getting canceled due to one of the fighters' loss of interest is not a good look on Tyson, and even the boxing community at large. Many factors are at stake. Topping the list is the financial loss of everyone involved. Organizers and sponsors have been intensely promoting the event, and those promotional events are not cheap. That's one. There's also the physical activity that Mike Tyson himself has put in because he's been out of the game for some time. Man is clocking 58 soon and had to be up and running in the gym and consistently practicing with his trainers. That's no joke. To top it all off, if Jake really pulls out of the match, he will cause a terrible headache for fighters, organizers, and sponsors in the near future. Thinking of how that will happen? Okay, here's a summary of that aspect. Fighters, organizers, and sponsors looking to be involved in the celebrity boxing events will tread more carefully as Jake will open the room of disappointment. Upcoming fighters may never even get the chance to be featured in such fights anymore. Organizers will have to go the extra mile to make tightly sealed contracts, while sponsors will be scared of losing their money in case of any disappointments like the one Jake is allegedly trying to make. Oh, there's also Mike Tyson himself, whose months of hard work will just go to waste because of Jake's alleged inability to go through with the anticipated fight.
I said, let's do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront.
The losses associated with the fight are indeed unbearable, and it's nothing close to the $400 million lawsuit. Jake knew he was biting more than he could chew when he accepted to go against Mike Tyson, the legend, so it's almost off the charts for him to say he isn't interested anymore, except he's dealing with some unknown medical challenges. Regardless of whatever Jake might be going through and wanting to back out at the last minute, he should get ready to bear the burden of a serious legal and financial loss. There's still the pay-per-view, PPV deal that has been put in place for the fight. There's also Netflix's sponsorship that has also been set up for the same anticipated fight, and a lot more. It's safe to say it's a little bit late for Jake to take back his words. However, folks on the internet have been having a field day with the rumors. Some people are saying Jake finally succumbs to the internet pressure and that he isn't worthy enough to fight Tyson, while others claim he's probably going through a rough time, hence his reason for not wanting to be part of the fight any longer. Oh, before we forget the laughable part, some folks are just having a good laugh as they claim that even if Jake went through with it, he'd be picking up his teeth from the boxing ring floor. Oops, that's brutal. Anyway, fans aren't the only ones with things to say about the alleged fight cancellation. Boxers are also coming through with their opinions on the situation. Popular boxer Floyd Mayweather dropped his 2 cents about the matter after he wrote that it was a shame to see the fight fall through, as he had been looking forward to the match. Guess what, Floyd? We all have been looking forward to Jake changing history when he enters the ring with Tyson. Floyd took a neutral stance as he neither tilted towards Jake nor Tyson's side when he added, "That stuff happens, but it is what it is." Y'all should know Floyd has been a major beneficiary of celebrity fights, as it has helped him in stacking his millions and gaining fame, so he knew the tricks behind this particular niche in boxing. Interestingly, Floyd's company that signs fighters, Mayweather Promotions, has also been a significant sponsor of fighters. But with Jake going through with his decision, it's not certain Mayweather Promotions or other companies would be interested in signing him. Moving on, Conor McGregor also had something to say about the alleged incident. In Conor's case, he was disappointed and unhappy about Jake's alleged decision. Conor is interested in seeing the fight come to life. Oh well, no one knows yet if it will still happen. We can only hope it does. Popular commentator and podcaster Joe Rogan also took the high road like Floyd Mayweather, as he subtly dropped his opinion. Joe said he was looking forward to the fight and to seeing how it would go, but everyone has the right to make their own choices. This was after Joe and Tyson had previously clowned Jake after he was knocked out at the sparring session. Well, none of these people did justice to the situation as much as Amir Khan did. The 37-year-old British professional boxer who competed from 2005 to 2022 entered the conversation with a completely different tone. According to Khan, he doesn't think Jake is willing to let go of the match that has been planned. He just doesn't want to compete with his opponent anymore. Khan feels if Tyson isn't Jake's opponent, Jake would be more than willing to go through with the date and everything else. But hey, Jake's opponent was picked before the date even came to life. Khan thinks the best thing to get Jake on board is to change his opponent, and the fighter he believes is suitable for Tyson's replacement is him. Oh yeah, you heard that right. Khan thinks he would be the best fighter to go against Jake. Khan thinks Jake is probably under too much pressure, and he's currently so tensed with the fact that he would have to face Mike Tyson in the ring. This part is tricky because Jake knew who his opponent would be from the get-go. It was not like he had to ballot for it or something. He knew. Jake can't say they gave him a challenging hurdle to cross, even though it's starting to look like that now. Anyway, the clock is ticking, and the date keeps getting closer. Tyson isn't a fan of disappointments, and Jake is starting to look like a blabber who only knows how to be a YouTuber and not a boxer. So what is it going to be? Will Jake be ready to lose it all and affirm his decision to opt out of the match? Or will he conquer his fears and go through with the upcoming fight? We will just have to wait and see how it goes. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are from two different generations of people. Jake may know how to use social media platforms better, but Tyson has mastered the craft of throwing strategic punches in the ring and defeating his opponents. We aren't sure if the match will be postponed or canceled yet, but what is definite is that fans will never forget whoever disrupts the already planned event. And if the fight eventually happens, may the best man win, even though that's a tricky thing to say. So, do you think Jake Paul will accept the legal hassle and drop the fight as he may not be able to perform well against Tyson? Or do you think Mike Tyson will put his feet down and not allow anything to disrupt the fight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on celebrity news updates.